And I don't think, did you ever, I mean, when you started, I for me, when I started, the deal was you get a call, you go audition, you go into a room, the director's there, you do your scene, and usually there were two scenes. If you could make it into the second scene.
Sometimes they were awful and gave you 4.
Right. And sometimes you would do one scene and they go, okay, thank you. And you're out of the,
Yeah.
But if you could get into the second one, you thought, well, I've got a shot at
because
this.
the second one was a good one.
Yeah. And because they weren't tired of you or they hadn't ruled you out yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the beauty of it was that they also, you could tell whether you had a vibe with the person who was the director, whether you had some kind of thing, where you thought, I could work with this guy, and they thought that of you. And they would often give you an adjustment to make in the scene. And if you could make that adjustment, it was an important...
Because they knew you could take direction.
Right, exactly. And maybe play the character. And now, because of the pandemic, which is really where it started, you do self-tapes. And
people have heard me talk about self-tapes a ton.
Well, I don't think any actors really love them. I mean, back in the day, I kind of liked every now and then they would say, can you make a tape? Or you couldn't make an appointment and you'd say, can I put myself on tape and send it? And you could do what you wanted, but I don't think I've ever gotten a job from a tape.
Either have I. I've never booked a job off tape.
I don't think I have either.
Ever.
And the process is so difficult because you've got to light it, you've got to
direct yourself.
Got to direct yourself. You've got to find somebody to read with you, and it just is alien. And then you wind up on a reel with I don't know how many other people doing the exact same material, and then you never hear anything about it.
Well, because your agency, come to find out, puts every person that's auditioning on one link.
Right.
Sends that to casting.
Right.
So the casting director knows, okay, there's 25 on this one. I don't even think they really watch them.
Well, I think there are some who would say they do and some probably do. And then some probably don't. But you also wonder if it ever gets to the director. You don't know. You have no feel of what's happening once you've done it and sent it.
Yeah.
I have this great guy who I go to his house, and he does everything, and he's a really good actor, and he's a director, wow. And we work on it, and then he tapes it, and but
you get to work on it with him too.
Yeah, and I leave always thinking I'm going to get this part, and I never do. I never have from a tape.
No, me either. I always thought, for me, that I was better in the room.
Yeah.
Because people wanted to work with me.
Right.
And I always thought that, and maybe I've just convinced myself of this, but that my style of acting in person was much more like fire than on tape. Yeah. On tape, you can't really tell.
Well, you're just kind of doing it into a vacuum in a way, and there's no alteration. There's no try it again this time. Think about this.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It's like, well, if you don't get it right with your first choice, you're not going to get it. And
I know. And I've also thought, like, maybe I could send like 2 takes. Like instead of just one.
Yeah.
Like maybe I can send 2 because then it'll show that I've done something different.
Yeah, and you can do it completely differently. But who has time? They don't have time to watch all that.
No.
And I get it that for the director, it saves a lot of time and energy if he can just watch it, at home while he's eating dinner.
Like on fast forward.
Right. And you don't, it's also, like I was saying before, when you're in the room, if you get to that second scene, you thought, well, I've really got a shot at this. You don't know if you've gotten 3 seconds, 10 seconds into the first scene. before they're bored with you.
I know.
And they're bored listening to the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
You're on a reel. And I don't know if, maybe in the days when you would go into an office and meet somebody, they would do your character and then they would bring somebody else in to do a different character and break it up like that. But now you're on a reel with people doing the exact same material, one after another. And I feel like it's not because I haven't gotten parts that way, but maybe they're not getting the best performances.
Yeah.
Because they haven't really had a chance to, see them.
No, and I also think that like there are some people, and I've worked with some people like this, that are phenomenal auditioners.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just great on tape
Right.
at home, but they're not great actors.
Right. Yeah.
Because for some people, they can do it 25 times.
Yeah.
They really, they hone it in, they edit it,
Mm-hmm.
they get it figured out, and then they send it off. For me, like I'm lucky if like I've got 2 kids juggling them. My
Right.
husband like has 5 minutes to be able to put it on tape, and we do it 2 times.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's what we've got.
Well,
2
I
times.
hear you.
And then I go, okay, well, hopefully that was enough,
Yeah.
you know?
I know.
And it hasn't
Well,
been.
It has been or hasn't been?
hasn't.
It hasn't been for me either. Like I hate to feel this way, but I do feel sort of all taped out.
Yeah, I know.
Because I go in with this feeling now that I'm not going to get this. I never get this on a tape.
I know.
And, it's not like I haven't gotten cast before,
I know.
but I've gotten cast when someone's in the room with me.
Yeah. And everything I get now is an offer.
Yeah.
It all is. It's just every single thing is an incoming phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, thank God.
Yeah, exactly. And that's sweet when that happens.
Yeah.
But even there's something about auditioning that if they've seen you already do it, that they know they made the right choice if they hire you.
Yeah.
And, I used to, when I have an offer, I thought, I'd really like to do it one time for you.
Just to make sure I'm what you really want.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to get on the set and they go, oh, wait a minute, I've made the wrong decision here,
I know. I have that insecurity too.
Yeah.
Every time. It's the first time I open my mouth as the character in front of other people, I panic.
Oh, well, and this whole insecurity thing that is a part of all of us, that I'm certain that I'm going to be fired.
God, immediately.
Yeah.
The moment
I think a
open my
lot
mouth.
of us feel that way, that, they're going to say, you know what, I'm so sorry, I've made a huge mistake. You're a terrific actor, but it's not
But that
going to work.
happens.
Yeah.
People get fired for that very reason. They open their mouth, and by lunchtime, there's a powwow that happens.
Yeah.
And they're like gone.
Oh, I know. And I'm definitely paranoid about it every time. I mean, certainly in a play, I'm sure I'm going to be fired the second day.
Really?
Yeah.
Second day of rehearsals?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.